Hey everyone, this is my first official Star Wars collection video, so I'm hoping that there's many more to come because I'm just really starting to get the urge to start displaying everything that I've accumulated over, well, I guess since 1978. So yeah, that was the first year I was 3 turning 4, and my mom started buying me Star Wars toys in the Christmas of 78. Hadn't seen the movie, but I had I had two books that she got me, the Star Wars storybook full of pictures, which I fell in love with, and then just another book, and I was obsessed with it and always wanted to read it and look at the pictures. So by 79, 80, I was in full force, and that's all I wanted for Christmas. So yeah, this is my room. Here's the doorway, and then what I started to do was put up these, I only collect anything that actually is vintage or looks like it's vintage. I love the vintage packaging. Now, the vintage packaging, the vintage style has just gone crazy since Hasbro started doing the vintage collection over 10 years ago, and now so many other toy lines are going vintage. So you got, G.I. Joe, He-Man, lots of lines are taking note again, of course, starting with Star Wars, always setting the tone. And so it's just getting too much. So I actually only collect now, with certain exceptions from the original trilogy. I can't collect every vintage collection piece, and I don't collect from the prequels or the sequels or the standalone films because it's just too much. But I love the colors, and the packaging has never been as good as it was back then. So right here is my Gentle Giant ones. So this is my first wall. And I just started doing this I had to put them somewhere because you know what? I have a lot of them. I have most of them, and they are way too big. I love them though, but I almost think they should have done them 6-inch instead, maybe not 12-inch, but whatever, it doesn't matter. They're great, and a lot of people just take them out of the packaging and set them up as standalone, but I don't want to do that because I just think the artwork is what really, and I love all the backing, how they're color coded, and those are the colors you associate with those figures on a card back. I just remember it. So I was only able to put these 8 up so far, and of course I want to put them in the same order that they were released back in the 70s. So I did those here, and then I wanted to do a mix. And then what I did below them is I started to just I got 2 IKEA shelves, and you can see those here. And I kind of want to put them all the way across the wall to where the doorway is because it's an open door. And I just started putting up my vintage figures. Some are boxed, some are on their original card backs, not opened, and some of them are graded, some aren't. I'm not really stickler on grading. I don't care about the grading. I don't plan on selling these to make money before I die. So I have all of these are all original on card back, and I did put 2 up here recently that are from a guy named Stan Solo. So the Ceremony R2 and 3PO, and 3PO's got a silver leg, but I love that. Just so gorgeous. And then yeah, all of these are all original figures. Yeah, that I've had for some of them are from when I was a kid. Quite a few of them actually are mine, and a lot of them are, of course, the ones I had to replace or retain, because when I was a kid, I started getting them so early. Like I said, I was 3 in Christmas of 78, and I have some vendettas I still have to settle with some guys who I grew up with who stole quite a few of my figures, the bigger kids in my neighborhood, and they actually stole a lot of my figures, and I was terrified my mom was going to find out. But I was really young, so by the time Empire came out, I really started to worship the figures, so I definitely treated them a lot better. And I got the Darth Vader case Christmas of 81, actually, the plastic one. I really used that thing with the weapons, where the weapons storage was. So then there's down here again some more Stan Solo, and if you don't know, this guy is on Etsy. Yeah, Etsy, and he does the most unbelievable reproductions. He shows us what the Kenner line could have looked like had it continued down the vintage path. And there's a lot of controversy on repros, and I myself have joined blogs, and I've had my face chewed off for even talking about it, and by other fans like me. And honestly, if you're coming at me about it, you're wasting your time, because I do not care. I think if an artist is able to, you know, do this, and you know, they reveal that it indeed is a replica, then that's great. I mean, I want to support artists too. Like, why not? It's a dream to know that some of these figures could have continued like this. With the stuff we all daydreamed about. So again, it's really garbagey. Like, I have so much stuff, and I'm just trying to figure out how to best do this. Yeah, just junk. Not junk, I love it all. And then here's my other wall I did, which is I did like a store. I wanted to have a reminder of what it was like to go in a toy store as a kid. I'm in Calgary, Alberta, so of course when I was a kid, the biggest store that my mom would take me to was a store called Eaton's, and they had a toy section, or another one was called Consumers Distributing, and Sears. So yeah, I love the catalogs, especially at Christmas. Would go through them and just flip out, wanted them so bad, would circle the toys, and then I'd put them all on a list. I was the classic kid. So this is what I call this, is I'm obviously I'm not going to hang up the original figures, because some of them don't even have the punch, the hole punch out. So I hung up all the all of these are all vintage collection, whether it's Black Series 6-inch or 3.75. But then at the front I would put the retro figures, just because those are the ones that I love the most. I know they're only 5 points and they're the less detailed, but they're just class acts, and you can see I have so many and I love it so. And then above I just put more of the Gentle Giant. And I just go down here, and then here it just gets messy because I don't know. I just have to figure it out. And I've ran out of room. I actually, when I put up all this board, I thought I thought I had calculated correctly that I would get all of my vintage figures up. But of course, more stuff just keeps coming out. It's just always coming out. And then of course down here is just more vintage collection, or yeah, Black Series vintage, like this Hoth Wampus Black Series. That's my original ATST. Got that in 1982, Christmas of 82. Still have this bad boy. Love him to death. Yeah, just lots of stuff. And then yeah, I've got the Sail Barge box behind there. I've actually got 2 of them. I bought one as an investment, and of course don't want to get rid of it. So yeah, that's this wall. And then I come to here, and I've got more you know what, oh no, you know what, one has fallen. I just realized that. Oh crap. Yeah, my hammerhead has fallen. He was right there. And where the heck did he go? Okay, so that would be an issue. He must have fallen because he was hanging up. So I will have to find out where the heck he went. This is the original Kenner AT-AT. Really, really good. The box is in probably the most amazing condition I've ever seen. It is white. It's so gorgeous. And the AT-AT is still in there. My original AT-AT from 1981 is right there. It's sort of below the Masters of the Universe Merman, which of course is the new Classics edition that they're doing. This is full of lots of vintage and some vintage collection. This is my original Yoda from, I got it in 81. No, I got him in 82. This I got for my birthday in 1981. It glowed in the dark. It still does. Oh man, that hammerhead thing is really bugging me now. Where the heck did he go? And then there's just lots of other vintage collection. You'll see there's the Book of Boba Fett thing I bought, and that is technically not from the original trilogy, but again, there are certain exceptions. When a box just like hits me, I flipped out, and I'm like, I love that figure in the box with the 2 Stormtrooper helmets and some vintage. I've got the Rebel Transport and the Millennium Falcon from Empire Strikes Back. I just love the old artwork. They don't do it like that anymore, and they should. It's so classic, and it's color popping. It's just beautiful. And I love these. A lot of people are complaining about the packages now, getting rid of the plastic. I'm okay with it. You know what? Things are changing. I have no gripes. I realize that figures may look like crap when you open them. There might be paint flaws, but you know what? I just think it's somewhere we're going to eventually have to go, and it's going to continue to happen more and more. And I'm okay with it. I do love these though, these packs of like Rebel Fleet Troopers and Stormtroopers and stuff from Hasbro. I fully support what they're doing with the vintage collection. I have so many things on order right now. It's sickening. I do agree that the pre-orders are getting out of hand with when they actually go up for pre-order compared to when you actually receive them. Yes, it's far too long. You know what? You almost have to do an Excel spreadsheet just to make sure that you keep track of what you have on order. Here's my Katana Java Sail barge that I did open the one. I love this thing. I, as a kid, wanted one. I remember I would play with one of my friends. We'd play Return of the Jedi, and he had this Battle of the Sarlacc Pit board game. And the cardboard board game actually was kind of indented and looked like a Sarlacc pit. And we just used that as that scene with the Kenner figures. We had the best. So I never had the game, but he did. That's the 96 or 7 AT-AT, which is just full of other boxes. I have that set up in my house too in another area. My original Slave 1, that's what it was called back then, that I got as a present in 81 as well. It was just a gift from my mom when she went away to see my grandparents in Montreal, and I cried every day that she was gone. So of course she's like, I'm gonna bring you back something from Star Wars, and I'm like, oh, okay. So she's like, you gotta be good, you gotta stop crying. I'm like, okay. And that's what I got. I remember I got it like as soon as she got off the plane and got her bag. She gave it to me in the car on the way back to home. It was so funny. Just more of the Gentle Giant. Now here's where things are gonna get ugly. And this is what I still have left to do, and it's a lot, and I'm really overwhelmed with how I want to do this. I don't know, I started collecting also years ago Sideshow. Then of course Hot Toys got into the Star Wars game, so all of that wall there, and I did that cabinet I got from my old office. They were trying to get rid of furniture. That has all a New Hope stuff. It's mostly a New Hope. All the figures that you see, all the 12-inch ones are my original ones. Some are ones I bought over the years, but I have the originals still. Like all these boxes here, like this Sansui and cardboard boxes below, those are all of my original Kenner vintage Star Wars toys that I, are so tattered. Like when people show their collection, you can tell I played with mine. All of my stuff is completely used. Like my X-Wing fighter is in shambles and it's yellow. My Millennium Falcon, yellow. Everything is just yellowed, and my figures are all tattered, and I just love them. I'm never going to get rid of them. But this is just, I've got another room too full of stuff. So this is kind of just one room. That there was all my original accessories to a lot of my vintage Kenner. So like my Han Solo, yeah, all this stuff is all from my original. This is from the AT-AT, my original AT-AT, the light. I never got rid of it. It stopped working when I was a kid. And again, I do have some vintage collection. Stuff from other shows if I like the packaging, but not much. So the Mandalorian, I love that thing. Yeah, it's a mess. But yeah, what I would love is tips or anything. Like I see a lot of people use Detolf shelving. This shelf I've got here, which is full, and that's all my original stuff. That Jabba is my Jabba from 1983. That was all I wanted that Christmas, was my Jabba the Hutt, and I just was begging for it. There's my original land speeder. It doesn't close. The hood doesn't close anymore. It's broken. That's my original Rancor. I got that in 84. Oh, I just love all this old stuff. And of course that Vader's from, very dusty, but that's from a couple of years ago. And then just lots of, you'll see Hot Toys and Sideshow, and I don't know what to do with them. I'm not sure anymore. Original IG-88, pretty good condition. The box is a bit damaged, but it's old. And then that's, some crap here. Not crap, I love it all. And then again, I loved, like, if I see sets exclusives that are original trilogy that aren't vintage collection, but they pop. I want them. So those, just lots of goods. So yeah, this is my collection. I just love, look at that 3PO and R2. Those are my originals. Love them so much. I've had these since 79 or 80, and look at the yellowing on the R2. And it's funny, I love this R2 because you'll see that his back compartment is broken. And I remember the exact day it broke. I was like 6 years old, and it was -30 out here in Calgary. And it was snowing. There was snow, and I wanted to go out in the yard and play Hoth with R2 and 3PO, have them out, because my backyard was just full of snow, and it was all uneven and just looked like the dunes of Hoth. And my mom said to me, you know what? No, if you take it out, it's going to break. It's too cold and the plastic will crack. And I'm like, no, it won't do that. And she goes, okay. She goes, go ahead. And I did. And then I was playing with him, and I opened the compartment on the back, fell right off, and I flipped my lid. I was so upset. Went in, and I told her, I was crying. My mom was like, yeah, I told you, it's too cold. So that was good. I always tell her that was my first, like, that was such a life learning lesson I had. Anyway, yeah, I know it's a mess. Just wanted to show kind of a start, and maybe I'll get there. But yeah, I would love any feedback, or you know, what should I do? I don't know. Do I just use Detox? Because I would love to even set up some of these things. I don't know. I originally thought I was going to do all the Hot Toys and Sideshow as my main focal points, but then I realized, well, no, I love the vintage. The vintage is it's my thing. It's what I want to, really what I want to showcase. So yeah, anyway, first video, hopefully more to come. Cheers.